Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 82 of Cameron's Nostalgia Podcast. I'm your host Cameron Circle, and today I have with me Maria Kennedy. How are you?
I'm very well, Cameron. Thanks for inviting me to your podcast.
Nice. Now for any of you guys that don't know, Maria is a producer for Now You Know, Canada the Crew, and Cutie Pugs.
I am indeed. I am producer and co-founder and co-owner of the kids and family TV production company called Little Engine Moving Pictures. And we make um, educational and entertaining kids and family TV series and companion interactive games and content for kids and families around the world. We're based in Toronto, Ontario, but fun fact, I am a Newfoundlander, and I know that you're from Corner Brook. I was born in St. John's, but I grew up in Marystown, Newfoundland.
Nice. Let's begin our first question. How did you get interested in filmmaking?
So I came to Toronto um, from Newfoundland, and I studied uh, fashion and costume production design at Ryerson University, which is now called Toronto Metropolitan University. And this was back in the early 90s. And I got my degree in uh, fashion production and costume design. And I started doing costumes and also set decorating. So, set design, props building, that sort of thing. In music videos, and this was way back in 1996. And I worked on a number of different music videos back then and also got into commercials, doing production design for commercial TV commercials. And then I um, I worked on several uh, bigger TV shows called, I'm just trying to think of some of them now, Relic Hunter. Um, uh, oh, goodness. There were a number, I was on 4 seasons, so that would be 4 years. One season, it takes about a year to shoot one season of a show. So I was on Relic Hunter for about 4 years. I was on um, uh, Once a Thief for a few years as well. And these were bigger budget American shows. And I was working in set decorating and set design. And then when my husband and partner, Ben Mazzotta, who is a writer director, he wears many creative hats. And he and I decided to start a company together, Little Engine Moving Pictures. And when our son was very young, our son Mateo, he was a couple of years old, we decided to get into film and TV production. And then we had our daughter Naya, and when she was also very young, we shot our very first preschool TV pilot episode for Now You Know. And Now You Know is a STEM based series. So that's science, technology, I guess, engineering and math. So it's a science series. And the first episode was about cavities, how how are cavities created. And we filmed that, and it got nominated for an award at the Banff uh, World Media Festival in Banff, Alberta. And we didn't win, but we were noticed by TV Ontario because the executive of kids programming at TV Ontario was there. And Pat Ellingson is her name. And she was very interested in the project. And eventually, we got a green light, a production green light to shoot 78 episodes of Now You Know. Have you seen the show Now You Know, Cameron?
I see this on YouTube.
Yes, it is on YouTube. Yes. And it has puppets. Um, it has puppets Howie and Babu, and Howie's a little boy who has a lot of questions, and his best friend is Babu, a little monkey who doesn't really talk, but he makes noises, and he does understand what Howie is saying. And Howie will have a question. It might be like, how does electricity happen? Or what is lightning? Or why do we cry when we're sad? And then they go out into the world and they find an expert who will help them answer that question.
Nice.
Thank you.
So you worked on Charms for the Easy Life.
Oh yes, yes. I worked in set deck or set decorating. That was many years ago. Charms for the Easy Life. That was, oh goodness. You might see. You're probably on IMDb. Was that in the early 2000s or the late 90s? It was a very long time ago, and yes, that was a show that I worked on in set deck, which I really enjoy. I love creating um, the visual world that you see behind the actors, behind the performers, or behind the characters of the story.
And you worked on Once a Thief.
Yes. So Once a Thief, that was by a filmmaker. He was a very well known, or is a very well known filmmaker, a Chinese filmmaker named John Woo. John Woo's Once a Thief. And it was sort of an action adventure series with a ragtag team of sort of not quite a shadowy government agency, but a an agency that solved problems and caught thieves and criminals.
Nice.
Thank you.
And you worked on Restless Spirits.
Now, Restless Spirits, that was also a number of years ago. That was a TV movie. And it was, even though it was filmed in Northern Ontario, it was based in Newfoundland. So I thought that was a very fun film to work on. And it was about a plane that had crashed in Newfoundland, and a girl who was going back to live with her grandmother. She and her mom were going back to Newfoundland from the mainland to live with her grandmother, and she was able to see ghosts. And one of the ghosts was basically, I guess, the spirits of from this plane crash. Yeah. But what was fun about set decorating for that show is, and I was a sets buyer, so I was buying the various or renting the various pieces that would be on the set in the set, and we filmed interiors and we filmed exteriors, and the production designer had to find an old, oh, would have been a plane from the I guess, I don't know, 1920s or 1930s. And it might have even been older. And it was one of those like double winged planes. And they found an old one in somewhere in the southern US, a southern US state. And they had to get it driven up to Ontario on a trailer, on a tractor trailer. But it never did fly. We just used it as a very, very large hero prop. And just to explain, hero prop means a very important prop that's used in a film or TV show that often the actor is holding in their hands, or it's very important to the plot of the story.
And you worked for Glida Rayner. It's always something.
Yes, I worked as a set dresser, so assisting and dressing the sets. Gilda Radner. It's always something. Gilda Radner. So Gilda was a quite famous and incredibly talented comedian who started on, I think she started on SCTV, which is a Canadian comedy series, and then she moved to Saturday Night Live. Do you know Saturday Night Live in New York?
Yes.
Yes. So she was a comedian on Saturday Night Live, and back at the set in the early 70s. And so this was a biopic, which is a biography picture about her life. And and yes, so it was what was challenging about that as a set dresser, working with a set decorator and a production designer and a costume designer, is that everything was set in the 70s. So we had to find period props from the 1970s.
And you worked on Relic Hunter.
Yes, Relic Hunter with the actress Tia Carrere, who is he's Filipina from Hawaii, and she's American. And we just had a little connection because I'm also half Filipino. My mom's from the Philippines, but and my dad's a Newfoundlander, and I'm obviously born and bred in Newfoundland. Sorry, I was just going off track there, but Relic Hunter was about a professor, played by Tia Carrere, and she was university professor by day, and essentially by night she would travel around the world finding relics that were often had a supernatural aspect to them. And it was a fun shoot because sometimes we would shoot in very large studios, and we would have to build, and there were many of us. I mean, like a crew of probably 150 people, 200 people, but just the creative production crew alone, there were many of us building interiors of pyramids or caves with stalagmites and stalactites. There were just a lot of cool things on that show. And then finding the hero props, which were the relics that she found. Um, it, it was fun. There were a lot of fake cobwebs that we would have to dress onto sets. A lot of fake cobwebs, as I recall. Yeah.
And you worked for Queer as Folk.
Queer as Folk, which is a play on the word, well, folk, Queer as Folk. And yes, that was a show. So all of these shows I was not a producer on because I'm a producer of kids and family TV series. I've produced a couple of independent feature films and also a couple of documentaries. But these were shows, if you're checking my IMDb site, where I was working as a set dresser or a set decorator or a set buyer. And Queer as Folk was a modern day urban story about a group of LGBTQ friends. And it did incredibly well all around the world, and it was kind of ahead of its time. It was a very progressive drama series. um, I think it was in the early 2000s. Yeah.
And you worked on Threshold.
Pardon me?
You worked on Frostfall.
How do you spell it? Fresh Fall? Sorry.
Threshold.
um Sorry, I don't know. You know what I'll do? I'll check my IMDb so I know which one you're talking about. Sorry about that. Let's see. There is one show I've noticed on my IMDb account that it must be another Maria Kennedy. There's a few of us on IMDb. And so someone confused me with another Maria Kennedy, is my guess. Uh, where is it? Solstice. There's no, I don't know which one you're talking about. Sorry. The Limits, In Shadow, Encrypt, Deathland, Threshold. Oh, I'm so sorry. Threshold. Yes, Threshold. There were a couple of movies, TV movies, that I worked as a set buyer. And I was working for the production designer who has become a good friend of mine, Ricardo Barcelo. And so I worked for him on some of these TV movies. Yes, back in the early 2000s. Yeah, this is going way, way back, Cameron. My goodness, yeah, I can see now what you're looking at, like Encrypt, Webs. Oh, yeah, yeah. These are from quite a while ago. Yeah.
And you worked on Deathlands.
Yes, that's probably another one of those. So I'll just go quickly through those. These were TV movies: Threshold, Deathlands, Encrypt, Webs, and they were with the work. I was working for the production designer Ricardo Barcelo, who has been since then. He was production designer for many many years on an airplane crash um, docudrama series called Mayday, which you may have heard of.
Nice.
Yeah. But all of this is before my time in kids and family TV, which is still, it's nice to reminisce. Yeah.
And you worked on Encrypted.
Encrypt. Encrypt. Honestly, I can't even recall when I worked on that one. I wonder if it's possible. It's a different. It was. Oh, is it? I can't recall. Some of the movies, they're not. They shoot them for 2 weeks. They film them for 2 weeks, so it's like such a short period of time. But yeah, I do. I sort of vaguely recall working on that one. And I might have been working for the set decorator, um, who's also a very good friend of mine now, one of my dear friends, Lisa Chandler. So yeah, yeah. But now I don't know if you want to jump ahead a little bit because um, I work more on animated kids shows now, animated and or live action animated hybrid shows. So shows that are mixed media, mix of live action and animation. You want to talk about those?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind talking about Canada Crew, which is um, that was a show that my husband and partner Ben Mazzotta and I, we loved making that show. It was for TVO Kids, and it's a preschool series with puppets with BB, Mo, and Gavin. BB is a beaver, Mo is a moose, and Gavin is a Canada goose. And they travel across Canada and they teach you about different things about Canada. So, anywhere from the geography to the animals of Canada to the history of Canada, different cities, capitals, cities in Canada, the provinces, and we really enjoyed working on that show because we worked with puppeteers because it's a puppet show, Do you like any of the puppet shows? Do you have any favorite puppet shows, Cameron?
Sesame Street.
Of course, yes. Sesame Street is the iconic puppet series. Yeah, of course, I would answer that one too. We did produce a video short for Sesame Street, or for the not for profit company behind Sesame Street, which is Sesame Workshop. We produced a little animation, 2D animated series called S is for Storytelling, because you know they do the alphabet series every year. So we were hired to produce the video for letter S that year. S is for storytelling. Mm-hmm.
So you worked on S's for storytelling for Sesame
Yes,
Street.
I did. We did. Yeah. Although it's not in our IMDb because it's really just a little one-off video. So typically I would, or you know, production companies, they'll put longer series on the on IMDb. Mm-hmm.
You want to see a clip?
Oh, do you have a clip? What's this one? Oh, this is a different clip. So yeah, that is th that's a different S is for storytelling, I think. Or that's a different letter S video, because ours is, oh, it is an S is for storytelling. Ours was an animated. It was 2D animation. I can share it with you on, I'd have to find it, but thank you for that clip, Cameron.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Have you ever worked on Sesame Street?
I haven't physically worked on the show Sesame Street, and I have not physically worked on in the studio that housed the production for Sesame Street. I would have loved to. Um, I can tell you that I've had meetings with the Sesame Street, the Sesame Workshop people, and I have a little sort of catalog here of their shows that I like to look at, because I really do love their puppets, and I love their stories, their storytelling, and they really focus on making really inspiring programs for young kids that are educational, and that's important to me too. Um, yeah, but I can show you. We also have little catalogs of our shows. I can happy to show them to you. You can see here, and there's a mix of all sorts of different shows, including we partner as a distributor for a production company in Vancouver called Imagine Create Media, and they make beautiful children's series like the Gumboot Kids. Have you ever heard of the Gumboot Kids? It's
Yes.
stop motion. Oh, you have? Yeah. It's stop motion animation, and it's tells stories about nature and music, and sort of kind of slowing down and enjoying life outdoors. And they also produce a show, create and produce a show called Space Kids. And that's a sort of physics and astronomy based series for kids. Yeah. Do you have any other questions for me?
What was it like working on webs?
Let me have a look at this one. Webs. That's from a long time ago as well. Uh, let's see. Oh my goodness. was quite a while ago. Oh, yes, David Wu. Right. So he was the director. David Wu also directed episodes um, of Relic Hunter. And yes, that starred Richard Grieco, Kate Greenhouse, and Colin Fox. There were a lot of fake webs, as like fake spider webs. That's what I do recall. Lots of fake spider webs. Um, and it was, yeah, it was. I mean, all of these shows are fun to work on. You're working as a team. It's all about teamwork. It's never really just one person. It's like it's 100 people, 1,000 people, depending on the production. Just many creative people working together to get a story told and on a screen, and so that an audience can enjoy it.
You worked on Essence for Storytelling, which is a short film for Sesame Street.
That's correct. But you're not going to find it on IMDb, and you may not find it on YouTube. So it's it is it's an animation, and we produced it about a decade ago, about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm.
And what are the kids' names?
In S's for Storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so there was only one kit in our, because I think there were a couple of different versions of S's for Storytelling from different years for Sesame Street, but ours was S is for Samantha. Samantha was the name of the character. And I don't know, I don't think you're going to be able to find it on the internet, but I can share it. Let me see if I can find it for you on Vimeo. Do you ever go to Vimeo? Let me see if I can find it for you. And then I'm happy to share it with you. Let's have a look. May I ask, Cameron, do you edit your video, your podcast, or do you just show the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh, like the whole, do you show the whole podcast, or do you edit it for time? How do you like to do your podcast?
I have reached 81 episodes.
Wow, that is fantastic. Good for you. My goodness. Um, I did find it. Do you want me to? I can share my screen, although I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear the sound. Or do you want me to? I can send you a link so you can see it. Would you prefer that?
Yes, you can send me a link.
Okay, I will send you a link. Let's see. And you can see that it's 2D animation. It's similar to Cutie Pugs ABC, which was also 2D animated. Mhm. Let me know. I'm going to, whoops. Oh, sorry. I said Samantha. It's Sabrina. The main character in it is Sabrina. Not sure why I said Samantha. Okay, there we go. Let me know if you can see it in the chat.
There it is.
There it is. I think I just sent you a short clip, but the longer version, I can send you the longer version as well.
Okay.
Hmm?
You're gonna send me the longer version.
Okay, I'll send you the longer version. 1 second now. Let's have a look. There is the longer version. Hmm. Do, 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 do. Find. Here it is. Here is the longer version. Okay. There we go. Cameron, I have to get back to work soon. So do you have any last one or two questions for me?
Can we see some of your puppets?
Oh, of course. Okay, give me a second. I'll just go grab one, okay? I'll grab you a couple. 1 sec. I have many puppets here. Okay. Please tell me if you recognize any of these puppets, okay? I'm not a puppeteer, but I can tell you the names of the puppeteers who who puppeteer these puppets. Do you know who this is?
Babu.
Babu, exactly. I'm not a puppeteer, so I'm not. I'm not good at bringing them to life. But Marty Stelnick was is a brilliant puppeteer, and he puppeteered Babu. Marty Stelnick, who went to Ryerson with um, with Ben Mazzotta and I back in the day. Now here's another puppet, and let me see. I may not be able to. Sorry, this one I'll just have to hold up for you to have a look at. So this is. Do you know who this is?
Howie.
Howie, exactly. Howie is also from Now You Know. And Howie was puppeteered by Frank Meshkalite. Have you ever heard of Frank Meshkalite? He's all well. He and Marty have also been on Fraggle Rock. Let's see. Frank was also he played a character on Sesame Street. So yes, and now they're both on. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but they're both on Star Trek. So anyway, they're wonderful, wonderful puppeteers and friends of ours. Yes, and I don't know if you know this character. Do you know this character?
Mo.
Mo, correct. Mo is on Canada Crew. And then, of course, although her teeth are falling off here, they have to be glued. Oops, and her eye's falling off. Oh dear. Oh dear. Do you know who this is?
BB.
Phoebe, Phoebe the Beaver. And sorry, I should mention Mo and also Gavin the Goose were puppeteered by Jordan Lockhart, also a wonderful puppeteer, very talented out of Ottawa, but he's puppeteered everywhere, and he was one of the leads or the lead on Fraggle Rock, the new series that was on Apple. And yeah, Jordan's puppeteered many shows. And then BB the Beaver was puppeteered by Kira Hall, And Kira, right now, Kira is puppeteering on a CBC Kids show. What's the name of the character? Oh goodness, Cotton Ball. Do you watch CBC Kids?
I do.
Do you know Cotton Ball?
Yes.
Yes. So Kira now puppeteers Cotton Ball, and Kira's a brilliant puppeteer. Like really funny, and it was fantastic working with Kira. Okay, here's one more, but last but not least, and this puppet was on a show that we didn't get a green light for, but it was a pilot for a show. Um, Choo Choo. This is Choo Choo the chicken, and Choo Choo was puppeteered by Jordan Lockhart and Ali Eisner. Yeah, these all of these puppeteers that I'm mentioning, they are the best in the business, and you should certainly reach out to them and and see if you can have them on your podcast.
You
Yes.
know,
Pardon me?
Marty Stelnick and Ali Eisner are the puppeteers for Wilby Soderbergh.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, countless shows. I'll tell you. You could any show with well-known movie or series with puppets. And goodness, there's other ones too, but that I haven't mentioned. But I just had some of the puppets are too big to bring out. They're like human sized. So I wasn't able to mention Jamie Shannon, who is another incredible puppeteer. Um, and he puppeteered Commander Flugen, who was, I'll just show you actually, if you can see. Um, you can see the, oh, no, maybe you can't see Commander Flugen in there. He's a little bit too small, but he's here on this poster for Starseeker. And there's Cutie Pugs, which you know, and then, of course, Canada Crew. Yeah. So, Cameron, any other questions?
So, you wrote the lyrics for Now You Know.
Sorry, I'm the what?
Um,
Oh, the lyrics. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, the lyrics. For now, you know. Yes, it was for the opening song. Um, very simple lyrics. But yes, you're right. Yeah. I like to call myself a creative producer in that I try to bring as much, creative and storytelling and music and visuals to the project. There are different kinds of producers. Some producers are really amazing at budgets. I work with a producer, Shar Powley, and they're just, budgets, numbers, accounting, business affairs. They're so good at. That's not always my strong suit, so I focus on the creative.
want to see your daughter Ella?
Oh, Ella. So Ella, are you talking about from Cutie Pugs?
Uh-huh.
Yes. So Ella is was in the episode about baby Ella, right? With the Cutie Pugs. And Ella is actually my niece who is now 8 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old. Um, but Ella was a baby when we filmed her with her mom, Vanessa. And yeah, that was a great episode. And it was so Cutie Pugs is a show about positional language. So kids are learning about high and low, near and far, up, down. And in that episode, it was about young and old, the difference, not the difference, I guess, sort of a positional thing, and yeah, or younger and older. So the baby, Ella, was younger and her mama was older.
I saw your sister named Vanessa.
Oh, she's my sister-in-law. Yes. Yeah. Yes, there she is. Yep. That's my sister-in-law Vanessa, and she played the role of Ella's mom, and in she it was she did a great job because that's really her role in real life. And there's Ella, baby Ella, and who was really good with the cutie pugs, and the cutie pugs were really good with her. Yeah. So, um, Cameron, I have to go. My time is up, but because I have to jump on another Zoom meeting. But I do you have a final question to ask me before I head out?
Um, what about your niece, Ella?
My niece Ella. So she's now 9 years old. She is very talented. She likes telling, like making up stories and storytelling herself. So I wouldn't be surprised if she follows in my and her Uncle Ben's footsteps in in perhaps writing or acting or performing, or like there's any number of things that she can do. um, yeah. And then also my our son and daughter, Mateo and Naya, they are also very creative in different ways. And so, yeah, no, I think it's important for people to not um, to to see their creativity as a strength. Yeah.
All right.
All right. It was a pleasure talking with you, Cameron. I've talked. It's always a pleasure talking with a fellow Newfoundlander.
All right. Where can I find the Cutie Pug's house in Woodstock?
It is in Woodstock. I'm not sure if the house is still around. We shot that TV show back in 2016. So it's been a long time, 2017, 2016, 2017. So it's been a long time. But I'll send you the address because it's not really the Cutie Pug's house because they're characters in a story that was created by Ben Mazzotta, who's the co-founder of Little Engine. So it's not really the Cutie Pug's house. It is a house that we rented and that we filmed in for that show. But you're right, we did shoot it. We filmed it in Woodstock, Ontario. Yeah, so on a farm, like it was farmlands. All right, okay. I am going to sign off, Cameron, and I want to thank you. Um, it was a real pleasure talking with you. Keep watching our shows. I hope you'll keep watching Little Engine shows, and you should reach out to some of the puppeteers because I'm sure they'd love to chat with you about their craft.
Maria, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome, Cameron. It was great talking with you on this lovely Friday.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Um, is there anything else I'd like to say? Oh, yes, of course. We have a new preschool series. It's a cozy wind down show called The Hare of High Park. And it's about a hare that has moved from the forest to an urban park called High Park. And Hare has a special knack for finding things that go missing in the park. Like maybe a kid loses his red mitten, and Hare finds it and figures out a way with the help of their friends, Duck, Squirrel, and George the groundhog, and finds a way to get the missing mitten back to the little boy. And this show, it's a hybrid series. It's set in the real world, like a live action world with real uh, human actors playing people. And then the characters, the main characters, the little animals that live in the park, they are all 3D animated. So I encourage you hopefully, and the show is for TVO Kids, TV Ontario, and also for Knowledge Network, Knowledge Kids Network in BC, in British Columbia. And I encourage you to, you and your viewers to watch the show when it comes out, hopefully in September of 2026.
Nice. Stay tuned for maybe more guests coming up. Until next time, peace.
Until next time, peace. Thank you. Bye, Cameron.